It is with heartfelt sadness that we, the family, announce the death of our dearly beloved Louesta Severin, originally of Dariso, who resided in Brooklyn, New York. She passed away at the Bellevue Hospital on Saturday, 2nd April 2022. She was 56 years old. She was predeceased by her father, Oliver Ferdinand of Dariso. Her adopted grandmother, Mary Elvira Malcolm, also known as Madry or Ma Drysdale of Dariso. Left to mourn her husband, Ian Actel of the U.S., her mother, Louesta Severin, also known as Brenda of the U.S., 4 children, Junior Actel, Aquina Actel, Crystal Severin, Imran Actel, all of the U.S., 3 grandchildren, Leon Frazier, also known as LG of the U.S., Kristen Frazier, and Darlene Lynn, all of the U.S., 2 brothers and 3 sisters. Sisters including Abdullah Severin, also known as Beulah of the U.S., Sophie Ferdinand of Miku. 1 brother, Sylvester Severin of the U.S., 1 adopted brother, Raymond James, also known as Albert of Dariso, 1 sister-in-law, Cynthia James and family of Dariso and the U.S., several aunts and uncles. Aunts including Andrea Padmore, also known as Ruth Ann and family of the U.S., Eulyn Henderson and family of the U.S., uncles including Carol Severin, family of England, Junior Severin, family of Canada, nieces and nephews including Rihanna Severin, Rennie Severin, all of the U.S., several cousins and family including Carl Severin, Paula Lawson, Gary Padmore, the family of the deceased Delbert Promise, including Hannah Promise and Desley Promise, all of the U.S., Philomene Melius, also known as Gino, Sylvester Promise, also known as Seeley, Shem Melius, Callista Jabatis, Olive Lavery, Samson Eugene, also known as Sample, Salita Edgar of Dariso, Kelvin of Barbados, Augustine Promise, also known as Grady of Castries, Mary Magdalene, also known as Drusilla, Rose Eugene, also known as Helena, Nympha Vanage, Basilia Polio, also known as Celia, all of England, Sophia Francis and Rita Mitchell, both of Dariso. Also left to mourn the choir and members of the Miracle Church of Christ of the U.S., the doctors and nurses who took great care of her from the Bellevue Hospital, USA, special friends and family, Felicia Setage, Linda and Thomas Gustave, Norman and Simone, Paul Fleming, Jerona Frederick of Dariso, Yuri and Selfa of France and the U.S., Marcia Promise of the U.S., James Prophet of Lavery. Also left to mourn the Severa, Malcolm, Edgar, Promise, Setage, Flood, Edward, Jean-Marie, James, Monrose, Tobier, Auguste, Remus, John, Pamphil, Gervais, and Marcel families residing both here and abroad. Many other relatives and friends residing in St. Lucia and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Louesta Severin will be held on Friday, 29 April 2022 at the Miracle Church of Christ in Brooklyn, New York at 6 p.m. The body will be laid to rest at the Forest Memorial Park, New Jersey, on Saturday, 30th April 2022. May she rest in peace. Note that the funeral service will be live streamed on YouTube on Reverend Eric Asiama and Facebook Greater Love Center MCCI.